Okay. Hello to day number 3. Well, thank you guys for watching. I mean, I've had more than 0 people watch, so I figured what I would do today was do a classic Sudoku and kind of explain Snyder notation, like just where to start, a beginning puzzle. So that way, if this is the first one you've ever done, then you can do this one here, and I'll include a link to this puzzle in the description box. Now, this puzzle is by Cracking the Cryptic. They really got me going, got me excited in Sudoku, and taught me a lot on how to solve puzzles, and so I recommend checking them out. They're awesome. So they're the reason that these puzzles are happening. Inspired me to do this. So please don't be alarmed by the length of this video. I had an idea to what I'll do is I'll show you standard Snyder notation, how you can solve puzzles as a very beginner, you know, and an easier way to solve a puzzle and how to look at the puzzle and kind of the fundamentals that way. And then I will restart the puzzle at the end and show a quicker, like a kind of a more advanced technique puzzle solution, just show you different things to look for. So anyway, this is a good puzzle to do that. This is not my first time trying this puzzle, just to let you know. So it's the rules, well, yeah, I guess we can do the rules right now. So the rules on standard classic Sudoku are the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. And if you watch my previous 2 videos, you'll actually notice that there's given digits in these. In those videos, there wasn't any, but you have to have a certain number of digits in a classic in order to have the puzzle solvable. So anyway, with that being said, let's get started. I'll show you standard Snyder notation and how to look at the puzzle. Okay, and there's the clock. Okay, first thing you can do is how I look at a grid or the puzzles is you kind of break things into boxes of groups of 3. So essentially you say when I'm looking at something, if I'm looking at the columns, I'll look here and then here and this one, so on and so forth. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking at start at 1 and we'll see if there's anywhere we can narrow down a digit to just 2 spots in a box, 2 places alone, and we will pencil mark that. So actually I need to be able to see. Let me move myself up here so I can see this because my pencil marks are here. I need to be able to see those. Okay, so let's start here. So if I'm looking at columns to start with, I say look at these 3 columns. I'm going to look at them as a group. And I'm going to say, okay, well, I see this one looks up into box number 1. And I'm looking across and I see this one looks over into box 1. So now there's only 2 places a 1 can go in this box, and I'll give it a corner notation. So there's 2 different types of notation. There's corner and there's center. So this is a corner, this would be center if you're using Sven Sudoku Pad. So the center puts them in the center, obviously. 1, 5, how many ever digits. And then the corner, if I select corner, it puts it in the corners. And there's 2 ideas behind this. So if you consider a box, we like to use corner notation. And if you consider an individual cell, then we like to consider center notation. So this individual cell here sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So essentially, if we were going to do center marks, we could say that could be 7, 8, or 9. And that doesn't, that's not the whole box. That's just that one cell. In this whole box here, we say, considering this one box, where does the 1 go? It goes into one of those 2 places. Okay, now that we got a 1 pencil marked here, now we use those pencil marks and we look down this column and we say, okay, we got a 1 there, 1 pencil mark there, so there has to be a 1 in one of these 2. Okay, and then we can go, you can do it several ways, but let's just continue with this group of these 3 boxes here. Let's look at 2's. 2 looks up, there. This 2 looks over. So now we got 2's pencil marked into those 2 spots. And then we can say, well, this 2 looks over and that 2. And then it gives us a 2 in one of those 2 spots. 2. Okay, is there any more 2's in this group of columns? No. Okay, 3 looks down. We got this 3 here looking over and this 3 looking there. So 3 is narrowed down to 2 spots. 3. And then 4. 4 look down. This 4 looks over. So now we got 4 into 2 spots. 5. 5 there, 5 there, and 5 there. Okay, so what that does is this 5 sees here, this 5 is looking across this way, and this one sees up. So that gives us a 5 in the box right there. So we have a given digit. But what it does is when I would put a 5 there, notice this 2 pencil mark goes away. 5. Now the 2 only has one spot to be, so that gives us a 2. And that's the idea, is you give yourself, you limit it. So now, it gave us, we got 2 digits off of that 1. If we didn't do Snyder notation, we could see that there was a 5 there, from the beginning of the puzzle. Essentially, we could know, but then we wouldn't have known about the 2 right away. So that's kind of the idea there. So, and then now, once we get digits, we can kind of we need to pay attention to those digits too. So start with this highlighted 2. If we look at the 2 and this 2 and this 2 over here, we can kind of see that, well, now we got another digit based off of that. So we can give ourselves a 2 there and take a quick scan. The 5s net us 5 in the grid there. Okay, great. So, and then that's about it. So we can go through the whole puzzle that way. And once we're done with we can look at the columns individually, that set. Then we do the same thing for the middle run. And then we do the same thing for the third run. And then not only on the column, we can do the rows. And I know it sounds tedious, but I mean, we can do it pretty quick. That way I'm not wasting your time. And I show you here, it'll go fairly quick. So we were on 5s. Let's try 6s. 6 there, 6 there. So I pencil marks at 6 in those 2 spots. And this pencil mark 6 sees that guy too and that guy. So now we can pencil mark a 6 there and there. 6. Okay, we'll go back to this column here just in case. This one sees down, sees that guy. Okay, neat. So that's okay. There, now we come across something new that I noticed. So when we see this 6, we pencil mark a 6 here and a 6 here. Well, if we know that, look, we had 4s in the same cells. So now we have a pair, a 4-6 pair. So essentially what you can look at is they say, well, now that we saw the 4-6 corner pencil marks, let's select the center pencil marks, and I'll show you. This 4 and this 6, and this 4 and this 6, both look into this box here and here. So now we say, well, there's only 2 places that a 4 and a 6 can go, and it has to be right there. So let's give us a corner pencil mark for 4 and a 6. And that way we know for sure that these, that'll catch our eye better. That then we have a 4-6 pair in the box. Okay, so 6, and then 7s. This 7 and this 7 look across. Go back to the corner marks. 8s don't reveal much. Okay, 9s. Look at 9s. 9 sees up into this box. This is another something neat to look for. Now that we got, if you look here, we pencil marked 1s, and we pencil marked 6s and 9s, and the 1s and the 9s are in the same 2 boxes, and the 6 is kind of the outcast. So what you can look at is you say, well, that kind of catches your attention. It looks suspicious. So look, this 1 and this 9 look up into this box, and there's only 1 place or 2 places 1 and 9 can be, and that's it. So let's go ahead and delete those, and we'll go back to the center, and let's mark 1 and 9. What that did, now that we know there's only 2 places for 1 and 9, then that leaves only 1 place for number 6. 6 there. Okay, this 6 interacts with our 4-6 pair, So now this has to be a 6, and that gives us a 4. And then the minute that we get a digit, we need to start scanning across and up and down. The same thing, but just in the rows and columns. So this 6 sees across, this 6 sees back across, that 6 up here sees that guy. So now we have a 6 in the grid. A 6. Okay, how about the 4s? Did the 4s do anything? We can pencil mark some 4s. 4s. And, well, I think that's about all we get from that for now. So now let's go. I'll move to the middle row here, or the middle column. So the one there, that one gives us 3 spots, and I'm not going to mark that. This grid is going to get kind of confusing if you start marking too many spots, in my opinion. Too many cells. Too many pencil marks will make it confusing more than help. 2 is the same way. 2 here, 2 there. Kind of 2 and 3 spots. That's no good. 3, there's not much there. 4, and I'm just looking here. I'm looking up here, seeing how this 3 interacts with this up here in these boxes. There's just we're not getting much of the 3s and the 4. Well, actually, the 4 we can pencil mark. This 4, this 4, and that 4. Look in the box here, kind of gives us a pencil mark 4. 5s. Okay, we can pencil mark 5s. That guy, and that guy. See into box 5. So there's 2 spots for that. 5. 6s. Those 6s. Place us a 6 in one of those 2 spots. Okay. 7s. Well, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. 6. Okay, there's no 7, 8, or 9. Okay, now let's move here to the 9. This 9 looks across, and he sees there are 1, 9 pair. So that fixes that. 1, 9, or 9 and 1, I guess. Okay. Look across here. We got this digit. Let's scan the grid sideways. The same thing, but just in the group of rows, the 3 top rows instead of the columns. That one, puts a 1 there. We scan up and down now, left and right. So I see that 1 interacts with that 1 and that 1 in this box. That gives us a 1. Okay. All right, 1s. We'll go back to the box here, the columns. So 2s, I see that 2 interacts with this box. Kind of gives us a 2 there. Corner mark, 2. This 3 is not doing much in this box. He's not doing much here. 4. The 4 is not putting in any work in the bottom. 5. Yeah, and these 5s here. See that, and that. So we got a pencil mark 5 in 2 spots. 5, 6, 7. Okay, look at this. These 7s interact with, give us a 7 in the box. 7, 8. 8s give us a digit. 8 looking up. And this 8 over here looking over, that gives us a 2, or an 8 there. But watch these 2s. Once we get an 8, then there's only one place for a 2. So it's important to make sure your pencil marks are correct. This 2 looks down, knocks that guy off, puts a 2 there, and gives us a 5. So that's good. I think 1, 2, 3. Okay, in this box here, all that's left is 3 and 6. Well, I'm going to show you. So when we get down to just 2 in a box, let's go ahead and put them in a center pencil mark. That way we know, because that'll help us look across this column, this row. I'll do that real quick since we're looking. I'm showing you here. See, now we've narrowed this down. This box only had 2 cells left. We pencil marked those guys. And then now this whole row individually is, instead of looking at this whole group of 3 rows, I'm just looking at this one individually. And now I see that there's only 2 cells left in this box too. So we're missing 4 and 9. So I'll go ahead and center pencil mark those guys, 4 and 9. Okay. And then that just helps us keep track of what's left. That being said, this 3 looks up here. That makes that a 3. That makes that a 6. We look down the grid now at the 6s there. That guy sees that, and that gives us a 6. This 6, it affects a pencil mark here. When I got that, I just scanned back to the left, and I saw that it knocks that out. So that gives me a 6 there. Okay, and we're just kind of playing this game here back and forth. And I mean, now that we got columns pretty well all looked at for the most part. I mean, we can pencil mark a few things here, like this 9. Now that we got these digits put into the grid, and this one looks across, now we got a 9 in there. 1, 2, 3. We're missing 4, 4, and 8. So we'll go back and do center pencil marks there. So we remember that we're only lacking 4 and 8. Well, we got an 8 that looks into the grid, so that's going to turn that into a 4, an 8. Okay, look at this. This column here is almost full. I mean, it's only lacking 1 digit, so let's just plug that in. This row here is only lacking a 3. Now that we got that 3, we'll go ahead and put center pencil marks in here to show that we're only missing 7 and 8. And the minute we do this, I scan down to see if there's a 7 looking up at that guy. And as I did, I noticed that there actually is. This column here, I didn't see that there was only 1 digit missing. What I saw was this 7 and these 2 pencil mark 7s. We're going to place a 7 there. But then I realized that there was only 1 digit left. So gives us a 7. That 7, we scan up, gives us a 7 and an 8. And the 8 looks down. We can pencil mark an 8 into one of those 2 spots. And I think we're doing fairly well in this puzzle here. Now let's look at these rows. So well, actually, before we look at the rows, let's look at column 8. It's only missing a 3, so we'll plug a 3 into there. 3, scan across to see if it gives us anything, and it actually does. Excuse me. So this 3 sees in that box, that 3 sees down, so now there's a 3 pencil marked there. Those 2 3s affect box 5 by seeing that guy and that guy, so that gives us a 3 there, 3 there. Now there's a lot we can do. We're looking at rows now instead of columns. So this row here, I see it's missing 1. This row individually, row 5, is missing 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 9, there's a 1 there, so that gives us a 1, and that gives us a 9. Again, I'm scanning. We can pencil mark a 1, these 2 1s. Look down into box 8. It takes up those 2 spots. So we can pencil mark a 1 there. Okay, what I was doing there, I was scanning up with these pencil marked 1s to see if there was anything. I noticed this 2 here kind of looks down into this box, and this 2 looks across. So that gives us a 2 in the box 8, and that takes the place of pencil marked 1. So now we got a 1. This 1 sees across, and we can take a 1 out of there. Gives us a pencil mark, or an actual 1. But now, see, we took the pencil mark 1 out of this box with a 7, but just because there's only a 7 left in that box does not mean that that's a 7, because 7 has 2 places it could be in here. So make sure that you don't get complacent and just, oh, there's one that has to be a 7. No, that's not true. So just be aware, you get it's easy to get kind of sloppy and miss things. So okay, let's get back to it here. 1, 2, 3. So this box number 6 is missing 6 and 9, and there's a 6 looking right at it, so it gives us a 6. Oh, not 6 and 9, there's a 6 in there. I thought I screwed up. It's missing 5 and 9. Okay, and that's not resolved that I can see immediately. I thought I screwed up, but okay. What else? Oh, here we go. This box down here, box number 8. It's missing 8 and 9. That 9 looks down into it. Puts a 9 there. Gives us an 8. Plant that 8. Excuse me, that 8 and that 8. Put an 8 in one of those two spots. This 9 that we just got resolves our 9 and 4 9 pair. Column here, 1. It's missing 2 and 8. This 2 sees across. It's a 2 and 8. This 8 now looks over in here, and that 8. It gives us an 8. Okay. These two 8s, this one and that one, look down into box number 7. Gives us an 8, 3, and a 7. This 3 sees that pencil mark 3. Gives us a 3 there. Remove the pencil mark. This column is only lacking a 9, it looks like. 9. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 and 7. Go ahead and delete the corner pencil marks. Let's give us a center marks. 4 and 7. It's good practice. 9 sees across. Gives us a 9. 5. 5. 3 gives us a 4. Resolves that. 4, 7, 7. And that's the puzzle. 20 minutes isn't too bad. So what I'm going to do, you can stop the puzzle now if you're good, you're happy learning Snyder notation. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the puzzle here. Let me move this out of the way. I'm going to restart the puzzle, and I'm going to kind of show you how I would look at it a little different. So bear with me. Let's go ahead and restart it. And I'll put this in the description. That way somebody doesn't think that the damn puzzle's super long. So look at this. The 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All look at that. Gives us a 9 in the middle. Right off the bat, we have a 9. So I have 2, 5 here that I can see, and 2, 5 here looking into box 1. So that gives me a 2. So these 2, 5 and this 2, 5 see a lot of box 1, and I'm just looking for patterns, looking for different numbers. So that gives me a 2 and a 5. Center pencil mark there. Well, that's resolved. So that gives me 5, 2. The 2's interact, gives me a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're missing 6. I think that's just a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gives us a 6 there. So what I noticed there was this cell here saw 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. So it had to be a 6. Now we go back to our corner pencil marks. That 9 looks across. It gives you a 9, 1. These ones look across, 1. These ones interact. That one, and that one interact on this box. Gives us a 1. Okay, we're making some good progress. A little bit. It's easy to screw up though, so you have to be extremely careful. And don't say we go fast, but I mean just different ways of looking at the puzzle. These 4 6s, see these 4 6s interact here, so that gives a 4 6. Okay. 4, 6. Oh, well, our 6 actually resolves that. So that's 6, 4. These 4s look across, gives us a 4 there. Two. Okay, look here. 2 and 8 look across. There's only 2 places for 2 and 8 in box 3, so that has to be 2 and 8. This 8 sees that. 8, 2. Now we're down to 3 and 5, which is resolved in this row. 3, 5. Okay. Now I'm looking at this row here. This row sees, I see this 6. It can't go here, and it can't go here, and this 6 looks down here. So there's only one place for 6. Same thing for the 7. This 7, where does it go in row 7? It has to go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 and 9 is resolved by these 8s and 9s. So that's 8, that's 9. We're missing this 2 looks down here. 2 gives us a 5. Okay, I think we're making pretty good progress. This 2 sees that. This 2 looks down, gives us a 2 there. We got 4 2s looking into box 5. So there, there, and there gives us a 2. 7, 8 in row 3 gives me a 7 and an 8. 4 and 9 still remaining in box number 2. Okay. 3. Four. Okay, I'm trying to think if there was any. There's got to be more interesting things, I would imagine, here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. This cell here, it sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, could be 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it is a 6. And then all that's lacking here is 3 and 7, which is resolved. 7 and 3. 3 in there. 5, 9 remaining in that. 5, 9. 4 and 6 is resolved. 6 and 4 in box 6. Okay, here, this row, this 3 sees that cell, so that has to be a 3. Gives me a 1. These 1s look down into this box, gives me a 1. Missing 8 and 9. This 9 sees that. That's 9. 8. Okay. This 9 looks up into our pencil mark there. 9, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8. Okay. We're missing a 6 in column 5. That 6 sees that cell, so that becomes a 6. We're also missing a 7. Missing a 4 and an 8. Oh, not an 8, a 4 and 4, 5, looks like. That's not quite resolved. So I'll pencil mark those guys real quick. Got the 1 in row 9. Okay. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. How about these eights? 8 across there. That 8 sees that. Gives me an 8 there. Those two eights interact. Give me an 8 there. So we're missing 3 and 7, it looks like. So what I do is look across. Well, I give me a 3 there. This 7 sees this cell. 1, 2, 3. Could be 4. Okay, it can only be 4. It sees this cell here. It sees 1, 2, 3. Could be 4. It sees 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that's what's called a naked single. We've seen a few of them today. I mean, in the puzzle, not in real life. 9 goes there. 9, that 9 fixes that. That 4, 5. Okay, gives us a 7 there. A 3, 7. And and I mean it's a little quicker, but not necessarily faster, but it's just a different way of looking at it. So anyway, I mean, the naked singles and triples, this 258 triple that we see in here, there, that kind of stuff. So, um, thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of this, and I'll catch you on the next one.